Hey, you guys, let's look at the fourth and final video of this four-part video series where we move into relationship with the water signs. So we're looking at Cancer, and then we're going to look at Scorpio, and then we're going to look at Pisces today. So let's start with our sweet, sweet Cancer. What do they need in relationship, and what is it like being in relationship with Cancer? So water sign, all the water signs across the board. We're now moving back into the emotional depth, right? We did air signs last week, and we were way up in the intellect, in our minds. And now we're dropping back into the heart space. So with Cancer, there is a need to be squishy and close. There is a need for deep, deep emotional connection. There is a tendency to want to hold on to or claim or be physically close with who they're in relationship with. They need to create a safe atmosphere for relationship. They need to feel safe and secure within partnership. That is a main sort of function for Cancer, especially in relationships, because they tend to open up and be vulnerable, and they feel their feelings on a very deep level. So they will have a really strong emotional intuition, where they can almost like assess you with your emotions. They will pick up on how you're feeling. They will pick up on the vibe in the room. They'll pick up on the energies of you. They're kind of like sponges, like psychic sponges, much like Pisces would. And so there's also a sentimentality that comes in with Cancer. They have been known to be the hoarders of the zodiac, but when it comes to relationship, there's a tendency to keep the little things, like the sentimental things, right? Keeping the first love letter that you wrote them, or drying the first bouquet of flowers you gave them and keeping them forever. You know, they hold on to those sentimental objects because there's a respect for the past, nostalgia, anything that came before, right? And because of this, there's also a tendency to have a hard time letting go of the past. So that would be past relationships or ex-lovers. These are the ones that tend to keep the connection there on some level. They're the ones that tend to be friends with their exes. And if they're not friends with their exes, they still kind of know what they're up to because that connection, that closeness of the past tends to stay with them in the present a lot of the time. So these are our very gentle and sweet and tender beings of the zodiac, right? And they will be this way with you, but they also need you to be that in return. Now, they are cardinal. So there's something to be said for, we oftentimes look at Cancer as very sweet and very docile, which is not true. They are cardinal. They can be bossy. They can move into leadership. They are the initiators and the starters. They just do it through an emotional lens. They can be, Cancer is known to be passive aggressive. And they tend to be moody or pouty. They can be reclusive. When they've been hurt, they tend to retreat and move into their shell, right? Think of the crab. And they back away, they move away. But here's the tricky part. This is the passive aggressive tendency too. Their feelings are hurt, they get moody, they move away, they want to be alone, but they do want you to kind of follow them and check in on them. Even though they tell you not to, they will take note if you come after them or not. Okay, so that's where it gets a little bit tricky with those Cancer folks. So let's look at Scorpio, another water sign, very different energy than Cancer. Scorpio presents itself as fire. So even though Scorpio is water, this is the most intense water that we have. You're going to have a relationship that is full of intensity, that is full of passion, that can be full of extremes as well. Scorpio doesn't do anything surfacey. So while they live in those deeper waters and the undercurrents of life, they will take you there with them. So I hope you're not afraid of the deep, the depth, the darker waters. Okay. They are secret keepers. So it takes some time. You have to be patient with when moving into relationship with a Scorpio for them to open up to you, because they need to feel like those secrets that they hold can be shared with you. And sometimes they never share those secrets with you. So because they are the secret keepers, right? So they might keep their own secrets really close to their heart, but they will also keep your secrets. So they're really good at that too. They want this. There's extreme that comes into relationship with a Scorpio. So they want to like possess you and they want all of you. There's an extreme quality where it's all or nothing, right? They don't kind of do the in-between. They don't do the lighthearted. It's literally all or nothing. They're very focused. And with that focus, if that focus is set on you, there's like a laser beam of focus, it can oftentimes turn into possession or obsession, right? Those shadowy sides of Scorpio. Being in a relationship with Scorpio is not for the faint of heart. There's oftentimes a karmic. They feel those fated relationships, those karmic relationships, like they can sense when they meet somebody that they're meant to be with, and they will move into that direction. And it can feel intense and it can feel extreme to have the attention of a Scorpio on you. So it's not for the faint of heart to move into relationship with a Scorpio, but you will be loved fully. You will be loved for your darkness and your shadows and your secrets that maybe you don't share with everybody else. There's an acceptance there from Scorpio. There's a safety there, right? They will hold that with you, and they're really good at going deep and below the surface and into the heart space. All right. Now let's look at Pisces. Oh, and Scorpio is the fixed water sign. So there is a stubborn streak to them. There is this, like, you can't quite budge them, right? They're fixed, they're solid, they're focused. They're extreme. I think I said that a couple times. So then we also have Pisces as the third water sign. Pisces is our mutable water sign. And if you think about the symbol of Pisces, it's two fish swimming in opposite directions. So Pisces is very fluid. Being in relationship with Pisces, they can shapeshift almost to what you're wanting or what you're needing. Pisces shows up and is very fluid in relationship, and they're looking for, or it's helpful for them to have a container, almost like to pour themselves into, that will hold them in the relationship, because they are so merging. They want to become one. They don't want the separation of here's me and here's them. They merge and become one. And there's a tendency to lose boundaries for Pisces in relationship. So, checking in with your Pisces or yourself if you are a Pisces, and recognizing this is where I end and this is where so-and-so begins. There's something to be said for individuality, which can be a practice for Pisces. There is beauty in that merging though. They love so unconditionally. They love so empathically. They feel their feelings, but they're going to feel your feelings too. Pisces wants to heal you with their love. There's a tendency for Pisces to take in the wounded, to take in the stray animal, to take in the stray human, and love them back to healing, or love them back to themselves, their health, right? So there is a tendency to take in the wounded, or to take in people that can take advantage of them because they are so open and vulnerable and loving. They just want to pour their love into you. So it's important for Pisces to work on boundaries within relationship. Absolutely. They are looking for a relationship that is like of a divine connection, of purity. They just want to feel that love. They oftentimes have this idealism that sets in with like a spiritual love or a soulmate sort of love, right? And that's kind of what they're looking for, those depths. But it's going to be unconditional. It's going to be so compassionate. And there's a sweetness, and they're very sensitive too. You have to be careful with your Pisces. So the water signs. Yeah, we're moving into the depth of feeling here with this one. So, the air signs, just to recap, the air signs is all about the intellect and the mental connection. The earth signs, it's more about productivity and what can I do for you and what can I do in a practical way to be of service to you, right? And then we have the fire signs, which is come on an adventure with me. Show me you love me through play and adventure and passion and fighting and all of that stuff, the drama with the fire signs. So I hope you enjoyed this 4-part series. And also to tell you guys, I am opening up my Synastry series class. It's a 7-day series, and we open up registration on Monday, December 14th. So if you're interested in that, let me know come Monday, and I'll get you a seat in there. All right, thanks so much for watching.